Welcome, world, to World Patriot Radio. I'm Paul Raskowski. Tonight we're going to talk about the 460,000 children that are missing in the United States every year, and the complicit mainstream media hiding this, covering this up. Where are the children of America going? Who's taking them and why? Why do so many Planned Parenthood facilities, why are they next to FedEx companies? Perhaps it's because they are selling the body parts of the aborted children. And why and who's buying them? What is the purpose of all this? And where are the children going? Who's taking them? One of the reasons we have wanted a wall and why our great President Trump is putting the wall up is because of the very thing I'm speaking about. Children. The trafficking of children over our border is massive. And the mainstream media will preach, and the left will preach to us, oh, you're separating the children at the border from their family. Most of their family is cartel. Those are just people that they put them with because they know our policy is when you put a parent and a child together, they just claim asylum and they know the game. They get pushed up to the front and they come across the border. But where are those children going of those that are put with a cartel member? 40% of the children coming across the border. That's the situation. Some are real families, of course. And those are the ones that we have to hold for a while to figure out who they are. You understand? So when the media lies to you about all this, abuse of children, the real abuse is where do those children go? And where are all the 460,000 that are missing every year? Where are they coming? How are they getting them into our country? Or how are they taking them out of our country? And what are they doing with them? So it's not just the people that they're bringing in, of course. They're bringing in children, and they're taking our children. There's many ways that they do this. There's tunnels, and there's something that travels in the water and the oceans called submarines. Did you know the United States has 20,000 submarines? Yes. Our Navy has a lot of ships that are under the ocean. Now, they're probably not all deployed, of course, at any one time. That would be very costly. But that is one of the reasons that we do need a military budget, because we have to protect our country. At the very least, we have to take back the control of those submarines, because I'm not sure who is actually controlling them, Who was controlling our military? Is it our commander-in-chief? It is now, because we are going to protect those children. That is the very thing that I believe that this is all about. It's all about the children of the world. Isn't that what is the most important commodity? Well, I don't know if it's a commodity. It's a human life. It's a human being. Our DNA and who we are. Where we came from. Isn't that the most important thing for all of us to do, is to protect that life, that child? This idea that a child does not start in a womb of a woman is ridiculous. This is science, people. There is a life in there. At 6 weeks, there's a little beating heart in the formation of little hands and face and eyes. Eventually, this child in there will be smiling and sucking his or her thumb. Because yes, the sex will be decided in the womb. We can't change our sex. You are born either a boy or a girl, a male or a female. This ridiculous idea that you can decide later in life what sex to be, and the horrible thing and the abusive thing they're trying to convince these parents that their children can decide at a young age, as young as 6 years old. And then they give them puberty blockers. Then later they decide if they want to be female or male. This is sad. This is all part of, this abuse of our children and the taking of our children, and I dare say the killing of our children and horrible things that they're doing. That's what's going to be revealed very soon out there. These bloodlines and these deep state ruling class people out there, they have been doing very bad things. And don't trust me, go do your own research. By the way, this is all, I'm learning all this on qmap.pub, so those of you listening should go to qmap.pub and learn what is going on, because that is the news now. Q has said, we are the news. Real quick, Q is an intel drop. There's basically a handful of people that know the entire plan. There's an alliance with many, many countries, and this is a plan that I believe has been in the works for decades. And apparently there's 3 civilians and the rest are military. So 6. So there's a handful. There's less than 10, approximately. That's the theory. No one really knows. We do know that Trump is Q+. But don't believe me, go out there and do your own research. Prove me wrong. There's many Q proofs. Just look into it. Start listening. Our president has been talking to us. And he truly cares about the children. Let me ask you a question. Why would a billionaire risk his life and his children's life and his grandchildren's life to be president? Maybe it's because he could not stomach the fact that this deep state, these ruling class, global elites, were doing horrible things to children. And they were very, very powerful, and they will do anything to keep this a secret. Because this president is doing it for humanity. If you really look into it, go look at what's going on, because the media has been lying to us. That's why they covered up the 460,000 children. That's why they covered up the connection with Jeffrey Epstein and the fact that they had all the information, even about Bill Clinton. By the way, Bill Clinton's picture is out now with his arm around Ghislaine Maxwell. That was the madam. I'm sure we're going to hear about another connection. Another young woman. Well, I don't know how young she is now. But all this was suppressed by Disney, which owns ABC. It was ABC who, Project Veritas caught that on hot mic. And this woman was vetting. I don't know if she did it on purpose or if she was just, waiting for this moment to let it out. Well, she really cared about the story, or did she? I don't know. But anyways, maybe there was something good. I mean, it's very dangerous to be in the media and try to do what's right, because they are all controlled. We talked about that the last show, the Council of Foreign Relations. That's the place that Joe Biden is sitting at with his buddies there when he's telling the audience out there that they better hold that, they don't get that $1 billion if they don't fire the prosecutor. This is the whole thing that they're blaming Trump for. Biden did, bribery. I mean, it's right there on video. Joe. But these guys just, they think they can do anything because they control the media. You guys got to start listening because the media is fake. That's not just something that Trump says. They're complicit. They're treasonous. They are guilty of, I dare say, murder. Absolutely. These guys are part of the Mockingbird operation. Go get a book and read about that. That is a CIA project. All the intel agencies are part of the world power structure of the world. And that's what's changing. The old guard is going down. That's what Q is about, taking that out. So I would recommend everyone just get on that website and start doing research. Start listening to the president, particularly when he gets on to Marine One. And he talks to the press there. I mean, has anyone ever seen access to a president in the history of this country? He's communicating with us all the time. Yes, through Twitter. Because the other mainstream media is lying. They're covering it up. All they do is attack him. Come on, people. That's what's going on. I mean, give me a break. They started the impeachment 19 minutes after he was sworn in. That's what's going on here. I mean, the conspiracy theory has been the mainstream media. And worse. They covered up the whole Russian thing, but they're covering up much, much more than that. They don't really give us the news. They cover up the news. Yeah, they're bad people. And that's what this movement is about. This is about the truth movement. It's about taking our world back. Not just America, because the world is changing. The world is waking up. It's called the Great Awakening. We are waking up. We are waking up the world. Well, when I say we, I mean all of us. The movement. And the real movement is about good and evil. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is about God. It is about Jesus Christ who died for our sins. So I'd recommend all you out there to pick up the Bible and read it because it's there to save our lives. You know, that's going to be a good place to end because I hear the gardeners out about with their machines making noise, blowing the leaves, and that's going to not make this podcast the very best audio. So until next time, this has been World Patriot Radio. I'm Paul Ruskowski. Good night.